Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we are filming another sit down video for you guys. We haven't done this in a little while, it feels.
Yeah.
Our last video was a foodie video, and before that a recipe. Today's topic that we want to talk to you about is what has changed for us since switching to a paleo and more whole foods lifestyle.
So this question was submitted by one of our Instagram followers, so big shout out to Lily. I think a lot of people are going to benefit from this video though, and I think it's a question that's on a lot of people's minds before making the shift is, well, what am I going to get out of it? What benefits have you seen?
Yeah. So we're going to share today, what our physical changes have been since going paleo, and also then what our mental and mindset or even like worldview has shifted since changing to this lifestyle. We also want to take a moment as well though to address the things that haven't changed for us on a paleo diet, because we think that's really important to talk about as well, because a lot of the time people share all their successes and almost present paleo as a cure-all. And whilst it is a fantastic diet and lifestyle to regain or support good health, there are a few things that need to be customized for a lot of people that are coming from years and years of eating a standard American or Western diet. And there are a couple of things definitely that we have run into that need a little bit of extra work. So these are areas where, it's not to say that paleo hasn't helped us, but an off-the-shelf paleo diet approach has not been enough. So we thought it'd be really interesting to share that with you in this video as well.
So we also wanted to preface this video by saying that we didn't go paleo overnight. So while a lot of people that do go from a standard diet straight to paleo can see some really drastic results, ours have been more gradual over time, because say we went gluten-free, then we went dairy-free, then we cut out, some more grains.
And that wasn't exactly strategic, by the way. That was just as we discovered information, we slowly moved towards the paleo way of eating, because I think it probably wasn't as popular when we started to learn about these things. So Whole30 wasn't there yet. A lot more challenges
now that we're seeing people go straight from one way to the next.
Yeah, so some of our changes have been quite gradual over time, but that's not to say we can't see a big difference between how we used to feel before.
Yeah, definitely.
So on that note, we will get started. So we're going to start just by talking about the physical changes that we've noticed since going on a paleo diet. So the biggest one for me would probably be blood sugar control. So before going paleo, I really struggled with blood sugar, and I'd often put it down to my body weight, that I was just a small person that I needed to eat all the time. But in hindsight, I know it was just I had really bad blood sugar dysregulation. I would start the day with a bowl of cereal and low-fat milk, and I would just be hangry. I would struggle to get to lunch. I would often feel faint or lightheaded, and I just really couldn't be without food for, even just a couple of hours without feeling unwell or faint. That's definitely not the case anymore. I can go for a long period of time without eating, which is the sign of a healthy metabolism. It's not that I intentionally starve myself or do anything like that. I feel like people could take it that way because I'm a slim person, but the way I feel is that I can actually eat now a proper breakfast with plenty of protein and healthy fat, and then even real food carbohydrates, and I can just go all the way to lunch comfortably without feeling emotional and
well, they call that reactive hypoglycemia. So you're spiking your blood sugar so early in the morning, insulin's rising, and then it drops straight down, and you get all those symptoms of shakiness.
And it's really awful. I would always have snacks in my bag, and going shopping was
I remember going shopping with you, and it would always be we have to go home now, or we have to find something to eat because I'm just gonna pass out. But it is a really common problem, and even with people that are losing concentration mid-morning, it shouldn't really be like that if you've got stable energy levels, so see it as a warning sign.
So the other thing that I've noticed has changed for me is body composition. We've never been really overweight or struggling to lose weight. I started the paleo diet already as a slim person, although I will say I was a little more on the skinny fat side on the fence. And in particular, I had noticed that I was starting to accumulate quite a bit of lumps and bumps on my thighs, a bit of cellulite. Yeah, which is natural, but really I think it was accumulating more than really my body.
Well, I suppose because someone looks at you and you're very slim
Mm.
and you don't really expect that there's going to be a lot of fat stored there.
Yeah. And I would say it's probably a matter of the skin integrity as well as just carrying more fat.
So that's something we've written on the blog as well. So bone broth and things that contain, you know, collagen and gelatin are really going to help with your skin integrity.
Yeah, and I think as well, because moving to paleo has shifted my mindset about exercise as well, that probably plays into it. But I definitely feel that in my early 20s I was already feeling a little self-conscious, might I say, during summer. And I don't feel like that anymore. I really feel like my body composition has shifted in a healthy way, just to carry a little more muscle and a little less fat. Yeah. And you really think that's a bit scary to think that a skinny person could be holding a lot of fat in and around their organs.
Yeah, which
places
is the most
you can't see,
dangerous
which is
kind of
dangerous.
fat. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I can tell on some surface levels that I'm carrying less fat, and I'm sure that's benefiting my
Visceral,
organs and visceral fat as well. So yeah, just because you're skinny doesn't mean that
you're
not
healthy.
at risk for that.
Yeah. So kind of on that subject, I've also noticed my skin at the moment is the best that it has ever been. Given though that I've come out of a period of, you know, being a teenager, but even in my early, while I was 21, I think my skin was very oily.
Just very imbalanced.
Yeah, just imbalances in my skin, and you know, even just out of the last year, I feel like it's really started to balance out and become quite clear. So that is a positive. Another big thing that has changed for me, and I think a thing that a lot of people notice when they do things like go gluten-free and dairy-free, is my digestion. Previously, I did struggle with things like constipation, which might be a little bit of a TMI subject to talk about, but I think even just including a lot more vegetables in your diet. See, before you probably did think that you were still eating vegetables, but you were eating things like bread, which takes up so much space on your plate, or a big pasta dish. And it's not really giving you a lot of fiber, and just, you know, drinking more water, eating more greens has really helped with that. So the next topic that we want to talk about is kind of the big worldview changes. So how we think about food, how we think about, you know, overall lifestyle after going paleo. So for a lot of people, and I think it especially comes out of these challenges maybe, paleo has become a little bit superficial maybe. So people are doing it to get abs and to, you know, lose weight, which is good. Wanting abs is not a bad thing, and losing weight obviously is a good thing. But I think especially for us as well, because we didn't come in with weight to lose, paleo has been a lot more about getting healthy. From that, leading into other areas of your life. So putting that kind of ancestral lens over all the things that you do. So your work and your stress and
exercise.
Yeah, exercise.
Things like that. So I think it's kind of changed the way that we really look at life. We feel more in touch with, you know, just what it is to be human, what we're kind of designed for, like, you know, just looking at things like really stressful work environments or situations and kind of thinking, is this sustainable? You know, is this can my body really take sitting in a chair for 10 hours a day, getting lots of stress and no natural light?
Yeah.
Things like that, or, you know, going to the gym and focusing on isolation movements. And now when you put a ancestral lens over that, you think about how you can move more naturally.
Yeah, or even like products, obviously we talk about that a bit. So what are you putting on your skin? Like what are the ingredients in that? Are they natural? Like, you know, how are they affecting my health?
Yeah, so it's definitely changed the way we look at things and kind of what makes sense for us and our health, if that makes sense.
And then on an even deeper level, I would say that we started to care a lot more about things like sustainability, animal welfare as well. So we might get a few knocks on this video as well. I'm sure that there will be some people in the comments that will say this is not sustainable, this is not, you know, looking out for animal welfare. But I think it's also important to consider, you know, the effects of things like annual monocrops on
all the species that are lost through farming these big crops of like one
Yeah.
one species of plant
And how that's,
and destroying the soils and...
But that's knocked out whole species, you know. It's a much bigger issue, and obviously we can't talk about the whole thing here.
It's changed the way, we feel more connected to what food choices we make, and we are very conscious about being compassionate with our purchases, making sure to buy ethically sourced meats and animal products, and to support local businesses that are doing pastured eggs and different things like that. So instead of being outraged about animals being killed, I guess, and then it's like voting with your money for what kind of practices you want to happen.
Yeah, how can you shift your demand towards something that you want to see grow? So if you want to see local farmers and ethical businesses taking off, you need to support them. It's really changed the way that we purchase animal products in particular, and just where we spend our money. So even things like supporting businesses that are making green beauty products and home products, things like that. Because once you start looking into like small brands, it's like I would much rather support this little green beauty brand that might be a startup on their own, compared to giving my money to someone like L'Oreal, who doesn't really care about your well-being.
So finally, we wanted to talk about what didn't change for us when we went paleo. So it may seem like a lot of things changed, and they really did, but we also thought it would be important to touch on the things that really aren't addressed by an off-the-shelf paleo diet, and what areas for us needed a little extra work. So I think the main area really that we want to talk about is digestive health. So for us, we went on to paleo and we did see improvements in our digestion, but certainly has needed a lot of extra work, which is still ongoing, because when you think about it, there's been a lot of years eating a lot of weird foods and doing a lot of strange things.
There was a lot of cup of noodles in there.
A lot of things. Like stress and unmanaged...
it's more than a diet as well.
Unmanaged stress and other things that had gone on leading up to this change in lifestyle. We really wanted to stress that just an off-the-shelf paleo approach is often not enough, and you need to go in with a little more intention and with a little more tailoring to your specific needs. For me, my digestive issues have really manifested through a lot of skin issues, eczema, which has in a way been helped by paleo, but the real healing has come from gut healing. And a lot of gut healing foods are incorporated in the paleo way of living, but I think before my skin really flared up after a stressful event, I didn't quite appreciate that the broths, the ferments, and things were really not optional parts of the paleo diet, specifically if you have digestive problems. So working very intentionally with probiotics, prebiotics, other gut healing foods and supplements has been really important for me in overcoming my eczema, which to be honest is gone now. I don't believe that it would have gone away just by using just a standard paleo diet. I really feel like I had to be very intentional about gut healing in order for that to occur. And obviously stress management was huge in that healing as well.
Whole lifestyle change.
So
then for me as well, it's been digestive issues as well.
That kind of leads back to like a bigger issue of dysbiosis.
Because a lot of the times people are getting IBS, constipation or diarrhea, and it's related more so to a dysbiosis or overgrowth of bacteria in the small intestine. So here, even just being really careful with things like starches, and there's lots of different approaches kind of within paleo to work on that. But off the shelf, paleo, is not really the answer always for more complicated issues.
So on this point, we're not knocking paleo. It's done a lot of great things for us, but we just wanted to really drive home that if you're still experiencing issues in some area of your health after switching to a paleo diet, that it's not you, and it's not that the diet is not, compatible with you. It's just that you may actually need to do a little bit more digging and a little bit more work. And it can be done within the paleo framework.
And there's a lot of different, like subcategories.
AIP,
low FODMAP. For you, it might be, that eggs cause you a problem, or nuts, or, nightshades. So there's, you know, a lot of different things that people could potentially be reacting to. So figuring out what really works for you and like troubleshooting the diet until it is perfect for your body is the way to go.
So I think we've now covered pretty much all the things that have changed and the things that have needed a little bit of extra work since we went paleo. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave it a thumbs up. As always, it helps our channel so much and we really appreciate it. And if you have any comments or any questions, please leave them below. We try to get to as many of your comments as we possibly can. And of course, hit the subscribe button if you would like to see more videos like this about healthy lifestyle, diet, mindset, and all that good stuff. And other than that, we'll see you in our next video.
Bye guys.
Bye.